Bulla bulla, everyone. I've just touched down in Fiji for about 10 nights, so super excited for that. You're going to get some different backgrounds. You're going to have potentially different times for some of the uploads, but it'll be plenty of fun anyway. I'll still be getting out the content for you guys. Might be a little bit less, but you know, I always deliver even when I'm overseas over the last 4 years anyway. But let's kick it back to the 3 Saturday games there. The Roosters defeating the Raiders 44-16. It was pretty well expected in this one, with Teddy really dominating there with a 76. And by all accounts, it's probably, in my opinion and what it sounds like, probably an 80% chance that Edwards ends up getting that fullback spot, with Tedesco at that 20% there. And he didn't do himself any disservice the other afternoon, definitely, with that incredible 3 try assist effort there for Teddy, and 76 fantasy points. So for those that have owned him over the last sort of 3 weeks there, you picked him up at 60, 70, 80k discount, and he scored some really good games there. He's gotten that average back up to a 50, and there's a chance that you have him next week in round 13. So hopefully you can end up with a decent amount of luck there, and Teddy can be there for round 13 for you. But as a non-owner myself, I do hope that he makes Origin. But I suppose there's also a percentage of people out there with Edwards sitting there as well. Now, Fahu White, this one was the big one here. So he straight took over the role of Victor Radley at 13, and Victor played on the edge there. So Nafahu with 62 in 68 minutes there, and we know that himself, obviously Terrell, these types of players, their PPM's that great, and their work rate's awesome. Obviously, that if they're going to get extended minutes, they're going to score great. And him at 424 there was a pretty strange one. He missed a couple of weeks, and then they've brought him back into the side and started him for 68 minutes. So a pretty strange one at that. And he's someone to watch next week, because Trent Robinson came out and said that they were experimenting with it. It seemed to be a bit more of a game plan against Hudson Young and the Raiders, like specifically. But if it does work out, which I believe it did, Radley got 2 line breaks there and almost got a try assist with that try as well, that they may continue to experiment with that and keep it going. And if that's the case, Nafahu White is absolutely undervalued. We also know that Connor Watson needs to return in the next 3 weeks or so. Yeah, they've got 1 game, a bye. He might return in 15. It could be in 16 there as well. That it might just be a flash in a pan, couple of weeks thing for Nafahu, and then he'll be back to likely that shorter 30-odd minute bench role. And by that point, he'd be 500-odd K and probably not worth it for your side. Even though Radley ended up being marked on Hudson Young, Hudson still scored a try, got a line break and a line break assist there. He missed 7 tackles, but he did work hard across the board to help his team get in any type of opportunity to be in a winning position there for sure. But that right-hand side was absolutely smoking hot with Manu, and obviously Radley going through there for 2 tries for him, and Radley's 1. And Manu's just too big, too strong a lot of the time. 4 tackle breaks, 173 metres, good tackle numbers for 1 miss there. But yeah, the 2 line breaks, 2 tries. He just keeps doing it this year, averaging 54. Consider him next week even at centre, but we'll wait and see what happens with Teddy in Origin. We got Radley's 56, was really, really good, but I'd avoid him at this stage. I did have him in sort of my extras in the best 13 for next week, but I do think you can probably select somewhere else. We'll see how the mid shake up, to be fair, coming into next week. Angus Crichton, it was a bit of a slower start as well. He did pick up that try that stuck into a 54, and that sort of keeps him at a pretty good price there at 845, which is nice. And you could sell him next week if you want to. I understand holding as well if you think just long term he's the best play. And obviously wait to see what happens with Origin as well there. With Sammy Walker, you got a 52 out of him with 3 try assists, pretty early at that too. Did pick up 6 missed tackles, a bit of a knee problem as well, which hampered him throughout that game, but he ended up being able to sort of run it off a bit. It got better in the second half, and he didn't take a host of those goal kicks in the middle part of the game. Then he ended up kicking the last one and got it, so that was a little win for owners. But yeah, a good game overall there. It's 52 in fantasy, 100 in Supercoach, which was epic for my team there. I suppose watching him, at least for those that obviously play both as well, and you're a bit hedged in some of those in between the games there. That Walker, I was happy enough that he was getting try assists there, because obviously assists are massive in Supercoach, and goals there that helped him to that ton. So he definitely didn't do himself any disservice as well, any harm in pushing for that Origin berth, and I think there's a decent chance that he does get that. not someone we want to look at for fantasy. KO Weeks there with 51. Pretty much everyone has him now, but he got that try. He worked his way back into this game after being sort of 2 in 30 minutes there. Speak about someone that did themselves some good, I would say. He did have one error there near the end, but Spencer Leniu, he ran with a lot of vigour there and a lot of pace, a lot of starch, all of the describing words you can come out with there. Spencer did, and 45 in 38 minutes for him. Again, not a fantasy option, but maybe there in Origin. Seems like there's a lot of people that are selecting him in their teams and think that Madge might do the same. And obviously last night as well, there was a lot of injuries going around that really hurt Origin selections as well with Nico and the like. This game was all right from a fantasy perspective. For the other two were not. Timoko with 43, Taps with 40 there. Terrell May with 39 in 38 minutes. You'll take that. Doesn't lose too much cash, and you get him hopefully for some good minutes next week with Lindsay Collins there going to Origin. Speaking of Collins, he only played the 42 minutes. They didn't overload him. That's good coaching in my opinion. Luke Keary with 33. Mooney, I think he looked great out there. If they can get him some more minutes on a regular basis, I do think that he was one of those players that actually bent the line for the Raiders in this one. And surprisingly, only the 2 tackle breaks and an offload, but the post-contact meters were really strong. Dom Young, he got out to 20 really quickly, but unfortunately the ball just didn't find him with Joey Manu actually holding onto it a few more times. But yeah, there was no clear opportunities for Dom in this game. He did pick up couple of errors, just sort of throwing the ball back in and trying something when he was getting pushed out. But yeah, 31 for him. If you did buy this week, you're frustrated. If you bought last week, you still got a really good score and a nice average out of that one. Brandon Smith there with 30 in his 64 minutes. So yeah, unfortunate for him that got the minutes but wasn't able to capitalise with the scoring there. So if you did hold again for next week, see what happens there, and maybe in round 14, probably likely in round 14, you are selling at that point. Tupou's 29. Strange with 29 there. Got the line break and try assist there to round out that game. Obviously, a little bit low on all the other stats. Just, the 3 tackle breaks, 1 offload. Did a little bit of everything. 76 run meters, 53 on the kicking side. And that was it. Speaking of lower sort of numbers there, and -6 there for Smithies, but 55 minutes, 27 points. He's a hold next week and sell in round 14 job for sure. Seb Chris for 25, looks not the worst in the world when he got absolutely hammered. You had Egan Butcher. I hope that he's has a nice swift recovery. Can't speak. How good. Yeah, and hopefully he's all good there, and we can move on. I am actually making this video during the Dolphins game, and I did change my tip. That Warriors team is an absolute shambles of poor fellas, with Chance being out as well in this game. I didn't even recognise I think it's centre, and then Taintul Picky out as well. So yeah, an absolute shambles. So that is that one. Let's go and get through the shocker of the week, and that was the Panthers up against the Sharks. This absolutely killed my team, and it's very, very interesting year to year, week to week, how luck can be on your side or against it. And I will say that last year, a lot of the luck from sort of, not the start of the year, but from round, let's say 8 onwards, I was on the lucky side of a lot of things. I had, the odd unlucky one. Dylan Brown was very low ownership when I had him there, doing really well when he had his incident, and then he was out of the side and, cooked me around that round 13 kind of number there with extra trades. So there's a couple of things like that, right? Mitch Moses situation. I had the Robson, Damien Cook situation where they all made Origin. So a few things, but the majority of trades that I made ended up working out. And I had a little stretch here where I was pushing myself back. I got down to 2,000, and a few of the things over the last few weeks just haven't worked out. And this was one of those games for sure, to be honest with you. And the next one along with that. But we'll go along the line. I just wanted to show you guys, mention that because you can beat yourself up about it. You can get annoyed about it, which, I'll definitely get annoyed about it. But so much of that is out of your control, and the luck sometimes is not on your side. And with a few of these things, it hasn't been. And other times it has for sure. So you're probably in the same boat. Obviously, some people will feel like it's happening on a regular basis, but you'll if you have a little think, I'm sure there have been a few things that have worked out for sure. But speaking of Jerome Luai, he's absolutely crushed in this one, 95. If he doesn't make Origin, he's definitely a guy that I think, looks like Cole's going to be out as well with a hamstring injury. Not sure how severe it is. It might just be a minor, but most minor hamstrings are a week. And you see there Jerome Luai kicking for 641 metres. And we know what he can do with his running game, but if he's bringing the kicking side to it as well, partnering Jack Cole, we've got Snyder out for a bunch more weeks, that Luai will be such a dominant half that he should be able to average sort of 50 plus and make some good money over the next few weeks. So he was the play, and probably still is the play if he doesn't make Origin and you need a half in your side. Speaking of the play all year, Dylan Edwards, 59 is the average now. So if you just started with Edwards and Isaiah Yeo, you've absolutely crushed it. Or as soon as Cleary went down, you grabbed Edwards, then yeah, you would have smashed it. So 70 for him with this one. I was slightly annoyed at the he ended up, Isaac Tungo ended up running the decoy line, and Edwards ended up in his centre spot and got the ball and scored. So yeah, of course that's how this season has ended up for Dylan Edwards, both Dylan. McKinnon 61, so full 80 for him in this one. So yeah, didn't know why that needed to happen. He's obviously fighting for an Origin spot, but why do you need to play your 80 minutes when he doesn't normally play 80 minutes when you're getting absolutely hammered 42-0? I'm not sure what the reasoning for that one was, but worked out for his scoring for sure. James Fisher-Harris, a good return after his lower score last week, and the minutes were up again. So he went 50-odd minutes, 50-odd, 42 or something into a 54. So back up and did good things there. Back to a 61. Don't buy, but hold on tight. Liam Henry with 40 minutes. So welcome back to him after another concussion. Second one of the year. 58 for him with a try. No negatives. Awesome work from there. 130 run meters. Jack Cole with 58. So if you did jump on him, he could have ended up in mid-60s as well, but you'll take the 58. He had a cracking game as well. This is a lot more of what I was expecting. Not the, maybe one try assist. Take away one try in the try, and he was in that mid-40s comfortably, closer to 50 in a full game without the attacking stats. Speaking of a little rest, you had Isaiah Yeo with 55 in 75 minutes. Still great. If you did captain, it worked out way better than Nico. Kenny there with 55 in 80 minutes. A good game from him after a very up and down season with 2 try assists there. Lindsay Smith, 65 minutes. So yeah, very much all over the shop. These minutes for the Panthers in this game. Taruva, Alamotti, both really good with mid-40 scores. Sorensen, end up with a try. 6 missed tackles is kind of his Achilles heel at the moment, and just not massive run meters. So it looks like Liam Martin might be out for a little bit as well. Like he was going to be out next week anyway. Sorensen maybe just is a slightly better buy than he was last week with the Martin sort of situation. But yeah, someone you need to push forward with caution along with Britton Nickera because of the volatility in missed tackles and obviously minutes with Sorensen. Let's go to Oregon now, 39, only 35 minutes. So yeah, again, a bit all over the shop with both teams with forward minutes in this one. Britton Nickera, you're holding Oregon. Obviously, it's a good score with the minutes. Nickera with 12 missed tackles, 56 run meters. So not nice at all there. 26 in negatives. He made enough tackles. He got tackle breaks. He got a turnover tackle and an offload. But just, you could only do so much when you miss that many tackles. And we see this with especially that right-hand edge. We saw Salmon miss 7 tackles against Panthers. And then Nickera's gone and missed 12. And you've obviously got guys like To'o that can, and Alamotti and these kind of guys here that can do good things on that side. Sorensen's going to bust a couple as well. And you had 1 in this, but yeah, they've got, and Luai, like you're going to miss tackles there for sure against that left-hand attacking edge of the Panthers. To'o just on that side continues to not get tries there. 36 for him. Atkinson, obviously with Hines going down, that benefited him. He was sitting at sort of 4 or something like that when Hines originally went off, and they end up at 32. So we'll take that. He does continue to make some money and end up in a solid position. If Hines is out next week, we'll see Trindle likely come in, and I imagine they'll split a bit of that kicking, and he'll still be fine, obviously, to play. Not as a buy, obviously, there as well. Yeah, Tungo with 29, Wilton with 30, so both pretty average scores. I don't think you can buy Isaac at this point, just not getting enough good ball in good territory. Iro with 26, again, just wasn't his best game, and they got absolutely pumped, so it's hard to judge too much on any of these players, like even Brayley as well. They were defending a fair bit, but a lot of time it was to the edges, and they obviously spending a lot of time behind the sticks. We still haven't got to my captain of the week, which is lovely. We've got Martin's 18, Nico Hines with 17 in the 30 minutes, so 2 balls kicked out in the full with a little bit of pressure on him. Obviously, if he plays 7 in Origin, there's going to be some pressure on him, so I do find it hard for Madge to pick him now. As sad as that is, as much as I love him, I just don't see it happening at this point. Ronaldo, 11. Goodness me, that's tough going for him as well. And then Talakai, not his best game at all, 4 in 36 minutes. And quick update, 14-6. All right, there's been some 16-6. There's been some tries scored. I'll quickly jump in and just have a quick look at that before I jump off. But we'll do those last couple of games tomorrow, guys. And also sort of the couple of things I learnt from the week from the games that I've watched so far. But then last night's final game, very, very upset with my tips last night. I was like, Panthers should be bouncing back, but Sharks have been playing so good. Let's tip Sharks at home. That didn't work out. And then we had South there. I was just like, Indigenous round. Yes, they have Cody Walker out, and that's why I just stuck with Eels in the end. But yeah, a couple of issues there with that side, obviously. But I just felt like Eels weren't playing great enough for it to be like a slam dunk pick. But anyway, it went the wrong way. They got out to a big lead. But Keon Kolomatangi with a second ton of the year, 104 from him. Very, very impressive with a 2-try effort. He was staking his claim for an Origin jersey. That is for sure there. And Mike Acevo was 71 with a 2-try effort there, so big score. Damien Cook, I think he's a buy, guys. Like obviously a try and a try assist in this one. Lots of negatives in there as well, but able to do well across the board. A little bit of kicking on that side as well, but they were without Cody Walker for sure. Mitchell kind of saved his score in the last 20 minutes, but he does that a lot because he's such an aggressive attacking player that he can get offloads and turnover tackles and try assists, kick goals, like all the good things that can happen. So good stuff for owners there. He's still a potential buy if he's not in Origin, but he has also played a couple of average teams in Cows and Eels recently. Arrow at 56. Congrats to anyone who did jump on him recently. Hopgood with 52. For Arrow, guys, there's a chance he plays Origin too, but you can look at him after round 13 if you like. And a bunch of these South guys if you want to, those sort of main important players. Hopgood, again, look at him if he doesn't make Origin, but 69 minutes for him in this one. Trying his best, but couldn't help him get the win. A solid score though, 52. Similar to that with Brown, a little update there. Got him to 49, which, with 2 try assists and 3 line break assists. Definitely wasn't his best, but had 8 in negatives and less run meters than he normally has. Sean Russell with 46 there, and Kepi 43. Cartwright 41, getting back to closer to some of his best efforts. Obviously, run meters, you'd like that a little bit higher because we know that brings offloads and the like, which the offload was put away. David Mwale, a good return game from him, 41 in 42. Blaze Talangi with 38. Obviously, you're holding him. I don't think he's a buy anymore, but a try assist along with his line break and line break assist there. Good stuff for Blaze. Asi with 34. Tuapa, with 32. This was the killer. Brandon Hands came on 33rd minute last week. He was doing pretty good early, as he always does. I think it was like 15 in 19 minutes, doing good things, especially when Brown and Talangi were on low scores. And then he gets punted at 33 minutes, so not fun at all. Brandon Hands plays 48. And the annoying, this is where the luck thing comes in, because if Matto's been ruled out twice in a row, both those, last week it didn't matter for the most part. But this week, if he plays, Brendan Hands doesn't play, and Lussick plays 80 and he gets 30 odd or whatever he gets, right? And so he ends up with 14. It's disgusting. So that's just another example where the luck comes into it. And he's just absolutely fallen off a cliff since those first couple of games when we bought him after that. So that's just an example. Obviously, you look at that guy and he's just never averaged this low before. All of his stats across the years. Last year, the years prior, he just never been this poor, and he has been this time. So how it goes sometimes. Also, how it goes, if you had Lane from the start of the year and haven't sold him yet, he just is continuing to lose minutes. Whiten then gets injured, the Cat 1 HIA, which sucks. If you bought him, he was doing pretty good, 24 in just over a half a footy. Simonson picked up 22, which wasn't great. Johnson got another try. Alex Johnson, sorry. Tallis Duncan, not good enough work ethic there in the 40 minutes. So still got some minutes. Cheekham was there. Havili, 18 and 28. I didn't end up selling him actually in the head-to-head, so held on for one more week and only got 28 minutes. Was gross. 32 minutes for Lussick, even better. Picked up 4 missed tackles, making 22 with an inside 10 penalty with 1 kick out of dummy half. So that was gross, along with Jacob Gagai, 5 in 80 minutes was pretty gross as well. All right, let's just do a quick live check of scores for me. Who scored? Farnworth, Asako, Aikens on 32, Plus on 33, you beauty. All right, I'm trying to make some ranks. Before, I think I looked and they were on 12 each. And unfortunately for me, that had doubled my rank. It was 2,600. I was just outside the top 5,000. So that was pretty gross on that front. But yeah, Sarko sitting in with 44. Farnworth, a massive one. 2 line breaks, try assist, a try there. Harris DeVita's got a try. Where's the other one? Hammer's got one as well. No line break on that there. Who's going poorly? Marshall King 20. Lemuelu at 19. Katoa with 11. It's pretty gross so far. Bostock 7. Averillo 7. What else we got? And then just guys off the bench. So yeah, very, very happy with those 2 scores then. Plath with 33 in his first stint. Happy days on that. I hope that at this stage he's not concussed or something and it's just his first stint, because that is a tremendous effort there. 26 tackles, 1 tackle break, 55 metres. Aiken down at 31. Alrighty, so he got 18 tackles. A miss there, tackle breaks, a couple offsides to ground, a turnover tackle and good run metres. Yeah, happy days with that. Aiken, hopefully you can get a 65 or something like that for me. Maybe a little cheeky attacking stat to go down nicely as well. So Asako with a try and 2 line breaks with a 40-20 as well. What's the go with Asako here? He ended up playing half. So what is Isaiah Katoa not kicking tonight? Where are he? Where's Isaiah? He's down at 9, 49 kick meters, and then Cody Karima as well. So I'll have to check that out as to where he's ended up playing. Let me know in the comments as well where he's playing right now. I haven't checked out this game yet, but yeah, 40-20 in that as well. Good stuff for his Supercoach score. He's due for a massive one after a few low weeks there. So thanks guys for that. Appreciate that one. We'll try and get into a few videos over the next few days for sure, and give you all the information you need as always. I love doing this, so I'm going to do that on holidays while we're here too. So thanks guys. We'll catch you in the next one.